Tough bucket, boy.
What's good on my Hoopers and Hoopers? It's your boy Tone here. We are back with a very, very special episode. I know you guys are like, Tone, this is not the studio. Where are you at? You guys get kicked out the studio? No, we did not. We are right here at our next guest house. You might know him, right? You probably do. He's been in the league for a little bit, a little while, right? Little while. Been in the league for a little while. You know what I'm saying? 16-year vet. 17-year vet. My bad. 17-year vet. Business mogul, if you will. Always doing something outside the basketball court. Someone who I see on a regular basis because I hoop with them. You guys know how this goes. I only bring tough buckets on this podcast. It's your boy Tone, and we have Thaddeus Young. Everybody give it up. Everybody give it up. Clap it up for my guy. Clap it up for my guy. Clap it up for my guy. Thad, my guy, I appreciate you pulling up on me, my boy. I appreciate you pulling up. Well, I didn't pull up. I mean, I pulled up.
Yeah, you pulled up.
I pulled up. That's my episodes. And you have an amazing crib, bro.
Thank you.
Amazing crib. I see. You know, you put those 17 years to work.
Yeah, you work. Yeah,
you did something with that. You went over 17 years for sure. We go catch that 1-1 afterwards, right?
I mean, yeah.
You've been talking a lot of smoke this week. You've been talking a whole lot of smoke this week, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go through the numbers, but yeah, there's been some tough days on your team.
That's great. Man, I do appreciate you letting me come up here for the pod. This means a lot for me and everything I got going on right now. I think you embody pretty much what I want to do with this channel, which is pretty much highlighting the whole life outside of basketball too. And it's just like the different avenues we could take in the field that we do. You know what I'm saying? You, like I said, a 17-year vet, but by no means is that the only thing you do at all. And I admire that. And that's really why I really want you on the show, is to share those insights and stuff like that, how to advance past just the game, you know, not just being more the basketball players, all that good stuff. But first things first, man, because we are called Tough Buckets, and you have an extensive NBA career. You have just doing research for this podcast, brother. You've played with against some of the greatest basketball players literally ever. Like I'm pretty sure your graduating class, your high school class, like has a couple of Hall of Famers on there, the type deal. Like,
yeah.
Just speak to that. Speak to like where your origins of basketball per se. You know, how you got to where you got to.
I mean, you know, typical. You grow up in the hood, and you know, you balls being rolled to you, and you know, a lot of kids are playing sports and doing different things. I actually started out playing football, and was playing that for a while. Pretty much quit football when I was in the 8th grade because I broke my collarbone. But transitioned to basketball full time, and then kind of just went from there and just continued to grow my game over the course of time, like years over years, just perfecting the game. You know, but you know, I'll probably say like my competitive spirit and my competitive nature for the game, it came from like just growing up, you know, in tough situations, and then also I had a crazy high school basketball coach. He was very militant because he was actually from the military.
Got you.
And so, like, he would make us do a bunch of different things. He just made me and my teammates so much tougher than we were at that point in time. And then it just kind of resonated and just stayed with us.
Man, so where'd you play out of high school?
I played in Memphis, Tennessee for high school. I actually grew up there. I moved to Memphis when I was 10 years old from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay. Dope. And so who were some of the guys that were coming out of your class that you were playing with at that time in high school?
That was like, you talking about like for nationally known?
Nationally.
So nationally known, my high school class was 2006. It was Kevin Durant, Greg Oden, Daquan Cook, Mike Conley, DJ Augustine, George Crichton, Tywan Lawson, Wayne Ellington, Gerald Henderson, Lance Thomas, Brandon Wright, Lopez Twin, Spencer Hollows. I think Preston Stuff was in our class.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy high school class that Chase Buttiger, like I'm just trying to go through guys who's actually like out them into league. Scotty Reynolds who played at Villanova, Damian James played at Texas. Lots of guys.
Okay, so like I said, the spirit of tough buckets. If you could give somebody that rock in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like, this is the toughest bucket in high school. You know what I'm saying? What were you thinking around that time?
As far as what?
It's a skill. Like, who was the top dog at that time period?
I mean, at that time, the top 3 or 4 was Grego, Kevin Durant, me, and maybe like Chase Butler.
Oh, okay, so at the like, from the get go, like
Yeah.
to the top.
Yeah, we were well, not from the get go. Like I didn't get like ranked until like the last 2 years.
Okay.
But like everybody else is kind of like on the scene already and like that and doing what they had that's doing already. So the good thing for like me was like I kind of late bloom.
Okay.
And I like that because for me growing up,
Yeah.
I always wanted something to chase.
That part, I get
You know,
you.
when you get to the top, like it's now you got the target. Like it's less of a chase, right? You just
We see that all the time. Yeah, you see
trying
that.
to stay at the top.
Yeah.
And like for me, I always wanted to be the guy that was chasing people. Like so, like if we went to a tournament and it was like, oh, he's ranked top 10 in the country, and I know I'm not in the 150 yet. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll back him.
Since the fire me,
I need to see him. I can't wait till we play 18.
I think Theo spoke on that on one of his recent podcasts. I know he was on there. The basketball guy. Theo spoke about that because Theo was in my class.
Okay.
Yeah. So he, like he said, he was the top dog when he was in high school. There was no one higher than Theo Kenton when I was in high school. So he spoke to that and just how that kind of diminished the fire a little bit. Like he didn't go as hard as he thought he should have, and that type of thing. So I definitely understand that part. I've always been the chaser too. Like, I've always wanted to, should I do it now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I do it now. Like I'm always trying to, find the competition, guys who are better than me. I know they're better than me, and go guard those guys and go challenge those guys. Challenge myself too. So that's dope. I see why I like you. I see the mindset. I definitely see the mindset.
I'm the kill to be killed type mindset. So like I'm the killer that wants to be killed.
Right at.
And that's how I kind of look at every situation. Like, all right, okay, I'm chasing him down.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the top dog. Or he's supposed to be in front of me. Like, he got to see me.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying?
Got to.
So that's just how like my mindset has always been ever since I was a kid. Like, and I don't know where it like actually came from, but that's just how I was just wired. And when you're wired like that, and it puts you in a whole different perspective from a working standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what continuously kept me working and still working to this day.
Inspired. What? So where do you say you know where it came from? It's just straight up,
Yeah, it's just always been like something that's been instilled in me. Like, when I first started playing sports, like I've always wanted, like if somebody said somebody was better than me, I've always been one of those that's gonna try to prove somebody wrong. Or I've always been one of those that, like I don't really care about the critics.
Yeah.
But you hear it and you're like, oh, okay, that's what they think. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, now I got to show them who I really am.
Okay, so speaking on that, you grew up at a time period where there was no really like social media and stuff like that.
There was no social media.
And then that's nothing to
Facebook.
Yeah, there's nothing to the degree of what we have now. And stuff like that. Right. So how do you think that would have played a role into your upbringing? Because these kids today, they damn near need social media in order to get noticed and things like that. So how do you think that would have affected you growing up? Do you think that would have changed your perspective on changing or challenging people and stuff like that? Like,
I think it would have drove me nuts because of like if social media, like everybody reads social media.
Yeah.
All right. Like when we got social media, I was older.
Yeah.
But as a kid, that's like completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
The mindset is different. So it probably would have drove me into being like a mad scientist or something like that, right? Where like I'm always trying to figure out like, okay, how can I find this dude so I can go on and give him buckets and shit like I gotta do. That's just how I think it would.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see him on social media. I see everybody posting him on social media. Well, wow, I'm like, oh, I gotta go see him.
Oh, you're a psycho. Oh, yeah, you're a psycho.
Yeah, you can get to that point.
I got you. I'm following it now. I'm following. My guy is a psycho. That's not what I meant at all. He said,
that's the younger me though. That's like the 13, 14 to like 17.
He said he would have made a hit list if he had social media for Twitter.
For sure. I had a hit list when I was in high school.
Word?
Yeah, I was like, that's how you get to the top. Like you set it's almost like setting goals that you need to achieve.
Yeah.
Right. And like, so like my hit list was always whoever was in front of me.
Damn, dude.
And if they were like, then once I got past those guys, then it's some new hit list. So you take them piece by piece. You take them 5, 10 at a time, right?
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, this is the guys that I got to jump in front of.
Yeah.
And when you finally get in front of them, then you start the hit list. And you start a new 10 guys, and you saying, okay, how they got to come see me too. And when we see that, when we go to certain tournaments, like I used to ask my AAU coach, like, hey, we going to this tournament? Because like back then, you see like Bob Gibbons, Kingswood Classic, and stuff like that. So I'm like, hey, we're going to Kingswood Classic. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to Bob Gibbons. Oh, man, I can't wait to get his at.
Oh wow, man. That's a different type of mindset. I mean, I was a competitive guy, but I definitely wasn't making them that hit list and shit like that.
Yeah, I was very competitive because like, man, when I first started playing basketball, like my first team that I played for, like they didn't play me at all.
And that's great.
And they had a couple guys, like granted, they had a couple guys that were better than me. And at that time, I'll tell you, like I sucked. I had one move, right? I go out my back, throw it out the what because it. But like, I just got into the gym and just continued to work because like, I didn't want that feeling of not playing anymore. I wanted the feeling of always being wanted to play.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, I'm gonna work as hard as I can to get where I need to get to, just because like I don't ever want that feeling.
Yep.
And like I remember like my first AAU team I played for, my coach wouldn't play me at all. He would only play me in scrub match. And then after the season was over with, like, because I finished the season out. So after the season was over with, I remember going to him and telling him like, in a couple of years you're gonna want me and regret that you did this to me.
Back. Just like that?
Yeah, I was just because I was like so upset that I didn't like really get a chance to really like even develop and play. And but like as I got older, I understood the reasons why, of course. But then when you get to the stuff, but when you're at that age, you don't care about those reasons. You more so thinking about like, I just want to play.
I just want to get out.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I'm wasting my time. I want to be out here. You know, I want to be on the court. So you think about it from a standpoint of like, all right, like he really playing with you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we delusional as kids.
No, yeah, for sure. I was about to say that.
So like me, I had got to a point where I was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna continue to work, and then I'm gonna prove him wrong. And he said that he was like, just prove it out.
I like that, bro. That's origin stories right there. That's like that's the evil arc origin stories right there, man.
These like the deep thoughts that go on in certain guys' head when they're passionate about something.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like the passion always brings you to these dark places that you have to crawl your way out and throw up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so passionate about it, it's not gonna always go your way.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out how to make the tides turn and go into your way. There's always gonna be light things in the tunnel, but you gotta keep chasing. And bars.
Bars. I see y'all here. I see you. Okay. dropping dimes on Tough Buckets. I like that. I appreciate that. We're gonna clip that. Clip that. I appreciate that. All right, man. What I want to know is going with the same mindset you got going into college. What are we thinking in that process? Are we already thinking we're going to the league? Are we already thinking like I'm good enough to go make some money playing basketball? And like, what's the thought process going that time?
Yeah,
so I know you're not going to school not to learn anything or anything like that. So
yeah, no, like my mom had always like. So I'm gonna back up a little bit before like going into college. Like my mom in high school always put in my mindset that basketball isn't always gonna be that, right? And she was like, your dad's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like basketball isn't always gonna be there. Your dad was drafted by Buffalo Braves. He got a contract with them, but he tore his ACL and never played basketball.
Yeah.
Right. Or he played basketball, but it wasn't as high as the level, because you have to be prepared for those type of situations, prepared to fight that type of adversity.
Yeah.
And so like she always instilled in me like, look, it's only 400 of those guys. Like, I believe you could make it. But at the end of the day, the chances are very slim and narrow. So she's like, look, let's focus on the schoolwork.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we focus on that. Why are you focusing on your basketball? And then like the first person to kind of like tell me like, bro, like, you ain't going to school for 4 years, like, is Mike Miller. Because like I was fortunate enough to have a really good connection with Mike Miller when I was in high school. Facts. So like, and like me being like the top dog in the city, once I got to that point,
yeah,
like I started building a connection with the Grizzlies, and some of those players. So like Damon started by Shane Battier, and Mike Miller at the time, so I was on the team. His little brother Mark was playing in high school again. Like he played against me, but he's playing like high school player.
Yeah.
And then you have like guys like Jason Williams, who was on the team at one point. So like all these guys, they came watching me in high school. James Poley, like all those guys. So it was coming like watching me in high school, and so like I started developing relationships, and I developed a relationship with Penny Hart.
Yeah.
So it just got to a point where like those guys, they would put in my head like,
You ain't gonna be in college.
yeah, you're not gonna be in college. Like if you do go to college, because at that time the rule hadn't been 1 year. It was you come out of high school.
Oh yeah,
But it's just like, it was like, you go to college, man. Look, you ain't gonna stay there long. So I don't even know why you think about that now. Well, I got to Mike Miller house one day. I remember he was like, man, so we take about all this. Yeah, I was like, like, man, I'm just on fine. I'm just ready to get to college and play like 4 years. He said, oh wait. He said, wait a second. So stop. He said, you're not going to college for 4 years. He said, who says you had to go to college for 4 years? He said, look at me. I didn't go to college 4 years. Look what I got. And I'm looking at, he in a house like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at his house, 20,000 square feet. He got a basketball court in the house. And like, I'm like, you know what, Mike, you right. I'm like, you know what, you right.
I might be talking some truth right now.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that, brother. Hey, that's the dream. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Bro, I can't even imagine being that age, having those type of guys around me coming to see me play. Like, I'm a confident, conceited young individual sometimes. So I can only imagine those type of individuals around me, man. How did you juggle that? How are you able to stay mellow, stay centered, still be able to work hard? Because I think that's a problem. I think that's the problem that the kids are having these days. They're smelling themselves a little bit too much with the social media and all this, the NIL and all this good stuff.
I think the problem nowadays is the parents are feeding into all that. And the parents are making a lot of that. The parents are being delusional and they're making the kids delusional a little bit.
Damn.
And I have an AU program, so I deal with a lot of this stuff all the time, right? The parents are more so like selling out the kid, or they're trying to like live through the kid, or trying to do a bunch of stuff with their kids because they know the kid has a certain talent.
Yeah.
And which is not the worst thing in the world, but it's not the best thing in the world, right? So like for me, like my parents, they weren't delusional.
Yeah.
So my dad had already been through the process, and my mom, she was like, we not even thinking about the end. We thinking about school. Like if you make it, you make it.
Yeah.
I'll be happy on time. You know what I'm saying? But we focused on school. So she wasn't delusional to like all of that stuff to the point where she's like trying to like sell me off for like knowing that she got a kid that's like top kid generation and all that, and have potential to go to the league. She's more so thinking my parents are more so parents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Old school parents that's like, okay, we're gonna do our schoolwork, we're gonna do this and do that, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna live like, and then if you fuck up, I'm gonna kick your ass, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was, you know what I'm saying? My mom would, she was like, look, you're gonna get the belt, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You do anything. So honestly, I was more terrified of my mom whooping me. And so that's what kind of kept me grounded, because I didn't want to do anything to make her like go off on me, right? So it's more so like from that standpoint, like when you got like a grounded foundation around you, and like it, and like the intentions are the right intentions, you're not thinking about like all this other stuff that's outside, then it makes it a little bit easier to stay grounded, especially when you're like, all you want to do is do right by your parents. That part. You know what I'm saying? So like I was one of those kids that wanted to do right by my parents. Like, and my parents were already entrusting me, to do right by them, because my dad, he worked 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And he also didn't stay with me. So he wasn't with me 24/7.
Yeah.
My mom worked, and she worked from like 3 to like 1 o'clock. Almost go in. Right. So I'm home technically by myself most times.
Yeah.
So she's trusting me. I burned down the house. So I'm sitting in the house making my hunger remains. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting in the house making TV dinners.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to burn down the house. But she's entrusting me not to have wild parties, people over and stuff like that. So like with me doing that, like her having trusted me, this like it showed like how mature I was.
Yeah, for sure.
And also told you, hey, okay, like I can do this on my own.
I got you. Nah, it couldn't have been me. Like, respectfully,
Yeah.
it couldn't have been me. You couldn't get that too much damn power.
Yeah, it was a lot of free. I had a lot of freedom, like as a kid, to do a lot of different things. Especially like when I had got a car.
Yeah,
I had a car. It was like I was able to move around, do whatever I wanted to do. Plus, my brother was older.
Yeah,
sisters was older, so they was already like had kids, and and they were like already like having jobs. Yeah. So I like drive to my brother's house whenever, had a key to his crib, go wherever and do it.
Yeah, that's it. That's testament to parenting for sure, for sure. Because yeah, not going crazy, man. Because you see it all the time. I see it all the time. I definitely have people growing up who definitely didn't have no rules or anything like that. And they definitely ended up in places where they're not supposed to end up.
Well, I have rules. There was lots of rules. It's just I could have broke all of them if I wanted to. And probably got my ass split. But you know, it was cool because I got a chance to like experience a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I got a chance to kind of grow up in my own, mature on my own, as opposed to like having somebody hold my hand.
In self-sufficient process. Self-sufficient. Okay, that's a bit. So we know we're well aware the NBA is on our sides. We are well aware that is a possibility for us. So we go through the college experience and all that stuff, knowing that we're not going to be there. Like, what was your goal in college then? Was it to get better? Was it to start like this?
I knew after the first week of college, I was like, I'm not playing another lick of basketball without being paid. I was like, this is crazy.
So I gotta get paid for this. Like, no more.
This is insane.
Georgia Tech, right?
I was at Georgia Tech. I was like, man, this is wild. Like, come on, bro. But like, it was. I would say my college experience was like good every all 8-9 months later. But it was good. It just, man, like when I'm thinking about it from a standpoint of like how like it was going, like I love the fact that we were able to work out and we were training in a pro type environment.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
So like the pro is so like everything was structured like pros.
Yeah.
And like on our team we had 4 people end up making it to the league.
Nice.
On our team. But then we also had we had a college, like a college system where we played as pros, we trained as pros, and then like all my individuals like one-on-one. So like it was pro type individuals.
Yeah.
I had a really good college coach named Thaddeus Young.
Yeah.
And he basically like, that's all he did was like recruit, get pros to come to the different schools that he had been at. And then he just grew them up over the course of like a 1-2 year period.
Yeah.
Get them there. Like he's had multiple number four picks. He's had multiple lottery picks. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, like he's done his job like very, very well. Like he's a great recruiter. He knows what to do. And then like the staff that we had, you know, it was just a phenomenal staff. We had a really good college coach. They had just went to the national championship like 2 years before I got there.
Oh wow.
So it was just like the system was in place for me to like thrive
And learn as much as possible.
right, and learn as much as possible in 1 year. And like I learned so much in that 1 year that it like I felt like if I would have went out of high school, I would have been ready.
Wouldn't have ready? Yeah. That's good insight. That's definitely good insight. Okay, so go to the college experience. We are draft 12th, I believe, or set up 12. 12. Actually, it's 12 or 7, one or the other. So on the draft night, Matt, listen, that's the dream. That's the dream.
Yeah.
Draft night, your name called and all that good stuff. Basically signifying your life is completely changing from this point on.
Yeah, it's definitely changing.
What's going on through your mind at that time period, or what's the plans you're making? Like, how does the family feel? What's going on at that time?
Man, so I didn't even go to the draft. I chose to stay home and be with all the people that had been around me. So like, and that's just like that meant more to me than walking across the stage and shaking somebody's hand. You know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody can't afford to come back. So everybody can afford to come and experience that with you. So we're going to experience it together. And the biggest and most ultimate experience it is seeing somebody that you love, that you care about, making it to the ultimate level where they're going to try to get dreams aspirations, right? So like for me, I want everybody to be around me when I experienced that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know where I was getting drafted to, but I knew I was. So like, let alone did I know I was going in the first round. I was going in a lottery. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like thinking in my mind, like, man, this is an ultimate experience. I'm happy everybody is there with me. And then like, man, I was like, oh wow, I was a big baby that night. Me and my mom cried. I was like,
Shut what?
so,
Water works, sir.
Because like my mom, I don't think it really set into my mom until like we had a meet. So we had like a family meet. And that family meet was like right before I declared to go to the draft.
Correct.
And then I think it started to kind of kick in for her because she had prided herself on her kids getting a degree.
Yeah.
Especially her youngest kid. Her youngest kid getting a degree. And I would be the only one of her kids to get a degree.
Yeah.
And she's seeing that kind of dwindling down. And then she was just like, look, you promised me that you're going to get your degree. She's like, that's the only way I'm going to let you go and put your name in, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my mind, like, I'll be honest with you, ain't really shit you can tell me not to put my name in the draft. but I promise you, I'll get this degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm talking to her. I'm like, Mom, I promise you I'm gonna get this degree. I'm thinking in my mind, like, man, shit you gonna tell me. When you see these heroes coming up, you gonna be happy.
I'm crying. Shout out to Mom's mom. But man,
But it was I mean, I just told her, I was like, Mom, look, that's gonna take a while to get.
Yeah.
But I promise you I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna get the degree at some point.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'm focused on this basketball. Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna focus on that. She was like, okay. And we kind of took it from there. But like we had another meet like probably like I want to say like a month after that. And the month after that, the meet was to see if I was staying in the draft.
Okay.
And then like we started talking to her about like all the traction that I was getting from my workouts.
Yeah.
When we started talking about the attraction, she was like, so he can go to this team and he can go to this team. How many workouts y'all do? I was like, 13. She's like, so you got a chance to get picked out of 13 teams because you worked out more? I was like, Mom, yes.
But so it started to click.
Yeah, so it started to click. And she was like, how much you can make? I'm like, we ain't worried about that right now. We just worried about getting drafted. Once we get drafted in the first round, then we'll figure that part out. You know what I'm saying? and so she was just like, look, she was like, all right, now I understand.
Yeah.
Because like my uncle, who was kind of let my stuff, he was like, let me sit down and explain this to her. Because she was like, oh, you need to go back to school, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I did so much work. So I couldn't. So I took that like it was on a Friday. I came back from my workouts. It was on a Friday, and then like you had to like that Monday to make your choice whether you was staying and going out, right? So I spent that whole weekend. I know for you, I spent that whole weekend on brother coming out and just thinking about like the choice that I'm about to make and the decision I'm about to make.
Because at that time you couldn't go back. For everybody knowing, at this time period, if you stay in the draft, you're done. No more college, no more amateurism is over with. So that's why this is a huge deal.
So like I was like, all right, do I really like? I know they saying I can go anywhere between 20 and 30, but it's a possibility that I could slide up. And this is before I knew I had guarantees.
Oh wow.
So it was a possibility that she could slide up. And I think I didn't get the guarantees until like after they realized that I'm staying in the draft, right? And so like I was just thinking about that, and I was like, hell no, you did too much work. And I was like, I ain't trying to go experience this college shit no more. So I was like, fuck that on me. and then I was like, cause like the biggest thing with like entering the draft and then like staying in is when you stay in, you're 2 feet in.
Yeah.
All right. But when you have that choice to teeter the line, it kind of takes away from your drive a little bit. You still got that other side that you can go back to.
For sure.
And I didn't want to be like teetering the line anymore. I was, look, man, I'm all in. Let's do this.
Absolutely. That fits your mindset.
Yeah.
So far, that kind of fits your mindset. Yep. All right, man. So we're in the league, man. You, like we said at the beginning of the pod, 17-year vet, seen a lot of places, play with a lot of superstars, a lot of greats. Just to name a few, was on that Pacer, that stacked Pacer squad. Probably, what was your favorite stop, do you think? I don't know the places you played at.
I'd probably say my favorite stop was my first stop.
Yeah,
my first stop. And then actually I had 2 favorite stops. So my favorite stop was my first stop, and then my next favorite, or kind of close to it, was Indiana.
Yeah.
Just because like in Philly, I had a chance to go there, and I got drafted 7 days after my 19th birthday.
Oh wow!
So I got drafted, and I had a chance to go there as a 19-year-old kid, essentially, 19-year-old teenager, and then leave their 26-year-old man,
Yeah.
a wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that part right there is one of the reasons why like I love the first stop so much.
Yeah.
And I had a chance to kind of like grow with the guys that I haven't been playing with. So like the Lou Wills, the Evan Turners,
Yeah.
the Andre Iguodala's, like I had a chance to grow with those guys.
Yeah.
And that was like a great experience because like we were all so young and we got a chance to grow together. So we were like brothers.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really feel that same vibe energy until I got to Indiana. Then when I got to Indiana, it was like I'm my first year in Indiana. My first year in Indiana, I loved the guys, but it was just too many alpha males
Yeah.
on one team. And so, and with us having so many alpha males that kind of all us kind of being at the same realm of our career where we all like 9, 10, 11 years in, it's just hard to kind of like mitigate that, right?
Yeah.
And like everybody's kind of stuck in their ways because everybody came from different teams where they were the band or they had a specific role and then we're trying to change into another role.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to also look at this too. Like at year 10, 9, 10, you're more than halfway through your career, sure. So like now it's like starting to like kind of dwindle down a bit, right? And so like that team, my first year in Indy was alpha male type team, so it was hard for us to win a lot of games because everybody had different parts of what they wanted to do. But then when you come back the following year, they make the trades and we have Victor Oladipo, Darren Collison, Corey Joseph.
People don't understand that Victor, if those injuries don't happen,
Vic's a dog.
A dog, bro.
And he's the, like I said this on Theo's podcast about Vic, and I was saying like Vic is the most positive teammate I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah. He's one of the best guys I've ever played with. He's one of the most positive teammates I've ever had. He's a brother to me.
Yeah.
And we're forever bonded. You know what I'm saying? And that whole team in general, like my second year with them and my third year with them, like man, we were like,
I don't know about Miles Turner. He's such a unique dude, bro. Like from outside looking at it, of course. I met him one time.
He's very unique. I love Miles. I love Miles. That was my young fella, man. Like I remember it took us, like he would never make the corner pass.
Really?
He would never make the corner pass. He would never make it. And then like I think like I talked to him for like 5 minutes and told him, I said, okay, this is your theory behind making the corner pass. I said, as soon as you make that corner pass, the lane is just gonna open up because they're gonna think they can't help it. But when you don't make the corner pass, then it hurts the team. Yeah, he started making that corner pass and he started making the reads and then started like getting his open shots. He was like, man, you were right. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, man, look, I am never gonna tell you anything that's gonna hurt you. Yeah, I want to see you grow your game as much as possible. See as much money as possible. You don't have so long, but it's dip, right? And like that was like always my mindset towards like the guys, like, whether they play my position or not. Like if somebody's playing well,
Yeah.
play them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody's doing well, let them do well.
Yeah.
Like I've never been a hater because I felt like if we're all winning, then we all meet at some point.
You know what's crazy? I think that probably has a lot to do with your, other than you being a bucket, you know what I'm saying, other than you being really good at basketball, that probably has to do with your tenure of 17 years in the league. Just that mindset of not being a hater or nothing like that. It's really about the betterment of the team and who's actually has it going and shit like that. And a lot of guys don't have that mindset, bro. Like, and you can see it where they are now.
Yeah. I remember like, I went into the front office when I was at so they used to always have me come in and talk with them. So
Yeah.
The GM, president of the team, I used to always go sit in the office and I talk to them and they would like ask me certain questions. And then like I remember like when we made the trade with Paul George and moved Tim to, I think he went to OKC.
Okay.
So he went to OKC from Vic and Dolan's.
Okay.
So when they came to the team, and then we started that summer, like, cause like we would all come back early, like in August.
Yeah.
We'll start playing. My kids had school in August, so that's why I would come back dump early.
Yeah.
And so like we would start playing, and then we was playing, and I was like, man, we might be actually pretty good. You know, cause like everybody's like, man, it's a rebuild, right? Like all this seems like good. Well, so I'm looking at how Vic's coming in with his mindset. I'm looking at how DC's coming in.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, you know, Miles coming in. He's young enough and coming. I'm looking at Domas. He's like double on the bench. And then I'm looking at, Glenn Robinson the third.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's coming in, he's playing. Then we had guys like Thaddeus Young and stuff like that. And Big Al, he's still do his thing. And I'm like, man, we actually might be a really good fucking team.
Yeah.
And then so I remember I was playing one day and I was looking at how Vic's mentality was, and I was like, that's our leader.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the way Bogey was shooting the basketball, and I was like, okay, he's gonna shoot for us. He's gonna make a lot of ton threes. We're gonna shoot a high clip. They'll look at Miles, how he's playing, Elmas, how he's playing, and then like me kind of just being a piece that's like in between everybody that can do a bunch of different things. And I'm saying to myself, like, we're gonna win 40 plus games. And at that time, you get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
sit in the East.
Yeah.
So I think we ended up winning like 48, maybe 50 games. And I was like, but before the season, I had literally walked the stops, and they were like, I wish it's gonna be okay. And I was like, no, we're gonna be really good.
Yeah.
And they was like, you sure? I was like, man, look, I didn't play with a lot of teams. We're gonna be good. I said, when trade deadline comes, we're gonna try to make some decisions. That's how good we're gonna be.
Damn.
And we ended up being good. And our biggest problem was we played prior 2 years.
And that's something I definitely want to speak to about, just like, because you, like I said, 17 years later, you've seen them to the top of the top. LeBron's still there. You know what I'm saying? LeBron's like, speak to that. How, I know I'm a Bron guy. I'm definitely, everybody knows, I'm a Bron guy. You know? But it's coming from somebody who is competing against him. Have you ever played on a team like LeBron?
No.
Not yet. Well, not yet. We're going to put that out there. Not yet. Yeah, I would love to see my guy in Lakeview Sparks. But playing against Bron all these years, tell us something that people don't know. Like, I get that's kind of crazy to say, but like everybody always says the same thing. Like, you definitely remembers everything. But I like to think that he's just like a guy out there really just having fun playing basketball. Sometimes, you know, he just happen to be there forever. You know?
I mean, I don't think it's nothing nobody really knows.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's Bron. Like, dude, he's probably one of the smartest basketball players I've ever played against. Yeah, he might be the smartest I've ever played against. And his like cerebral like mind, the ability to go back and replay things in his mind from throughout the course of a game, and make the adjustments and alterations
of what happened before.
Yeah, like and like it might be like not off what happened before. It might be 10 plays before that, and like his ability to do that puts him in such a high category of like.
So it's almost like, okay, so we tried this last session, you reacted this way. I remember what you did last time we reacted this. It's 10 possessions later. I
mean, essentially he knows like all the other teams' plays.
Yeah.
He knows all their schemes. It's like, man, he's taking the playbook of the other team that he studied it to a T, to the point where he knows how to break down every situation. So like even like when like the game is on a he knows like certain things of like, okay, we're gonna run this play and everyone play this defense. Yeah. And then this shot is gonna be open. So you just need to knock it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what you faced. That's what you were facing in those couple of years.
Yeah. So like we played them. So crazy part is like, this is the difference between the two teams that we had, right?
Yeah.
The first team that I played with at EB, we were super talented. And when I say super talented, like we had all guys who had at one point averaged 15 plus in their career. And so like Aaron Brooks at one point averaged over 15 points. Me at one point averaged over 15 points. Monte Ellis, Rodney Stuckey, Paul George, Al Jefferson, Jeff T, CJ Miles, You know what I'm saying? So like I just named you 8 guys at one point that had averaged over 15 points a game and get a point in their career, right? And so like having that much firepower on your team can hurt you sometimes.
I was about to say that's almost a bad thing. It's kind of hard to in basketball.
So that team was far more talented than the team that we had the following year with the Victor, Oladipo, and Domas. But the difference between both teams was we played as a team on that second year, right? Mm-hmm. And when we played as a team, we took one up 7.
Yeah.
And almost beat them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you a crazy stat in a sec. But then the first year we played them, we would only lose games. We would lose games by 5 or 6 points. But we were losing games by 5 or 6 points because we that season we had relied so much on PG. So where when it came time for them when it was double PG, we couldn't get ourselves as a team on because we had never played as a team. We had never been put in those situations. So you have PG taking 25, sometimes 30 shots in a game, man. And that's when at that point in time, the NBA wasn't scoring high numbers like that. So it was like that's 40% of our offense, 50% of our offense, right? And it's like, okay, like when it's tied, we got to do something. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of like what's the difference between those two teams. And like we played them the following year with Vic. Now we played so much as a team. Like, bro, we really should have won that series. And the crazy part was the crazy stat that I'm about to tell you is, and it's almost unbelievable. Out of 28 quarters, we won 24 of them and lost the series. It's unbelievable. That's almost an unbelievable stat.
You won 24. I'm sorry. You won 24 out of 28
Yep.
quarters.
Yep.
And lost the series?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's deep. That's crazy. That is the craziest stat I've probably heard in a long ass time.
Yep.
Literally lost the only 4 quarters that matter.
Like we lose 1 quarter out of each game and lost the series.
That's deep, bro. Yeah. I'll be sick too. So that time period was definitely gonna live in infamy. The whole LeBron on that side, the Feds think, but it's okay.
Yeah,
we like that.
But to the credit of Ron, like he was going crazy that all the way up to I think they went to the championship. So all the way up to the championship.
Yeah.
Like you gotta think about it. Like he played us. We was the toughest series.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were the toughest series, and then they played Toronto. I think they either won 4 points or they swept.
I think it was a gentleman this week.
Yeah, so they swept them, and then he would make a game winners, everything. Well, one of the game winners he made off me and I series.
So yeah,
right. And I contested the 3. He made them off.
Yeah,
I had one strike to do. But then you have the following series. He makes a running baseline off the backboard with the inside hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it wasn't even a fadeaway jumper.
Yeah.
He perfect throw it, and then he realized he kept running out of bounds and went to the locker.
Yeah, he definitely was a different shit that.
So he was also some real superhero fight shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy.
Big facts. All right. I always think him on LeBron tip is definitely LeBron. I always think him on LeBron tip. But man, what I want to get into now is because, like we said in the beginning, basketball is just only one part of you. Business and the things that you do outside the basketball court is probably bigger than the basketball side now at this stage of your life. When did that start? When did we want to start getting into investing, owning businesses, and just all the things that you do outside your basketball world?
Man, honestly, like I didn't really like. I just like my first 4 years, I was just saving, and just like continuously doing that. But I always like kind of like ask a lot of questions because when I first started getting money, I was like, all right, my biggest thing that I want to do is, and that's what I set down with my family, is I want to be able to run my own empire by the time I'm 25 years old. Mm-hmm. And I was able to do that. Yeah. But I was able to do that because I had been grown and been taught how to do it, not since I was 19, but since I was 16. So like my uncle kind of stepped into my life and started helping me with all that stuff. That's like teaching me stuff. So I used to go like in the summers, I go and hang out with him for a week with him and his wife. He was a semi-retired lawyer. And he would like teach me a bunch of stuff. And he goes to a bunch of business things. His daughter, she was a developer, but she had an MIT degree. So she knew a bunch of stuff as well. And so she would like have me come sit in her office for a week or something. Or something. And so like, I was just sitting there all this admiring all these different things, just listen to their business meetings, listen to how they're talking to people, go to dinner and, lunch and all this other stuff with them. Yeah. And kind of just be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
And then I just learned so many different things. And then like, as I got older, like I realized what I wanted to kind of put in place for myself. And then like I put those things in place and then started to just like act upon them once I started getting like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so like I thought when I signed my first deal, after the first year of my first deal, I started to invest into like real estate. And then I went from like investing into real estate to like doing like other different things, like buying small businesses, and stuff like that. And then I went from that to like going back to real estate fully.
Yeah.
And then started to like tech, and then started doing some different stuff outside of that. So it was just like a lot of different things. And then as I kind of got older, I was like, all right, I want to buy into like a team overseas. I wanted to the Bristol Builders. That's
Oh yeah. I know.
you know. So I was just like doing different things. Like I've been talking to like soccer teams, stuff like that, to buy into some of the soccer.
Yeah.
Teams. And so there's just a lot of different things that I wanted to kind of do, but I wanted to kind of position myself to do those things. And I've been fortunate enough to position myself by obviously like making a lot of money with the NBA. Yeah. Also doing a bunch of stuff outside of the game that's maybe a lot of money as well, and building companies up. So like another thing I did was I started a trucking company, and then alongside my venture capital company as well. And then like I said, I was already doing like real estate.
Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of different things that I started doing that really put me in a position to learn.
What's the learning curve right there? Because speaking from an athlete standpoint, I've had food truck before.
Yeah.
And that was actually really good. I can pick it up. I'll pick it up. That I probably should. And I had a food truck right after I graduated school and all that good stuff. And it was good from the standpoint I had all the marketability, because I was an athlete in town. I was in a small college town. Everybody knew where I was. I had good social medias and all that good stuff for me. But I literally had no business sense, no business knowledge. I had no clue if I was being screwed. I was being screwed over it. I was being charged. I had a lot of money for shit that I shouldn't have been paying for.
Yeah.
And they knew that. People were taking advantage of me and stuff like that. And I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. It was really discouraging after that fact. And I actually didn't get back into doing business type stuff for a while after that, because it's just such a bad situation. So what is like the learning curve? What do you tell yourself, or what are you going through at this time period to make sure you know what you're going?
But honestly, like I said, I have people in my family that can help me.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff. So I already had like a team in place to kind of help me. But you still have to learn.
Yeah.
And so like I ask a lot of questions, and as well as asking a lot of questions, I used to, like my wife would always tell me, she said, Google is your best friend. And so like I would Google a lot of stuff, and I would just continue to like teach myself a lot of different things while I was actually still like taking class, stuff like that. Cause like I was taking classes overseas and like trying to get to that degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ended
Shout out to moms. Shout out to son.
Yeah, I ended up getting my degree, and I ended up also getting a master's degree, like, while playing. So like for me, just continuously like teaching myself and continuously asking questions. But I think the biggest thing of how I learn business is always like taking phone calls and then listening to my team, do due diligence on certain companies, ask certain questions. That way I will take notes, and then I will understand, okay, if I'm dealing with this company, I need to ask these questions. If I'm dealing with this company in this deal, then I need to ask these questions.
Yeah.
So understanding the different outcomes and the different questions that usually be asked during the times that I'm talking to these companies. So like we would do a due diligence report on a bunch of different companies. Like this due diligence report will come back, and we call it an analysis report.
Yeah.
So the analysis report will come back to me, and they'd be like 10, 12 pages long.
Yeah.
When I'm reading all the stuff in the analysis report, and I'm like, okay, so these are some of the questions I need to ask, right? And that tells me every single thing about the companies that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
As well as every single thing about the person, the people that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And then just continuously like taking these phone calls and handling the business that needs to be handled. And you just learn over the course of time. The more you do it, it's like media training. So
Yeah.
the more you get up on the pedestal and you talk to people, the more you become comfortable with the microphone in your face.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing when you're taking a business call or a business meet. All right.
Patty, I'm following that completely. Because I shout out to parents and stuff like that, because I hate getting on the phone and talking to business people. Like I hate it, bills, whatever, have to return something, all those type of things. I hate that aspect of life. So I already know what you're talking about. Taking the phone calls, taking the business calls, doing the hard thing. I definitely can see that.
And then like structure and organization.
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
Yeah,
that's a big one for me.
I'm very structured and organized in what I do. And and like you might see it on my computer, but like everything is like structured and organized. Like even on my computer, when you look at my computer, you see a bunch of people's like home screen, and it has a bunch of different fucking files everywhere. Right? I'm complete opposite. Everything is in a folder. And it's all placed with names, and all the names are in caps.
Yeah.
And And so I can like see them and see what I'm looking at. And then once we get into those folders, I don't write everything in caps and on the folder. Once you go inside the folder, so that way I know it's a main folder and it's not a folder that is of super significance. So like just me
taking notes.
Yeah, taking a super organized. Like I'm just an organized person because like I feel like the organization part keeps me from having like all this madness going on. Like if I wanted to pull my computer out right now, I can find what I need to find search box.
Hell yeah, it definitely makes sense. If you could give advice to, there's a lot of athletes out there who don't know what the hell they do, what they mind. If you could tell somebody who's just got their first big patient, what was the first thing you tell them to do with that, or how to move around with that? If you lead, if you anything, all you guys out there, professional basketball players, professional athletes in general,
and you get your first big paycheck, like biggest thing is like for me, it's just like, man, save. All right. So get your necessities, get the things that you actually need, not the things that you want. Because if you do what you're supposed to do as far as like getting the things that you need and you work your ass off, you're gonna eventually be able to get all the things that you want in life. Right. And so just understand the difference between wants and needs, and then understand that like it's cool to live like a king now, but you really want to live like a king later on down the road, for sure, when the NBA is not there at all. But you know what I'm saying? So like that's my whole thing. Like you want to be able to live with royalty and do all the different things that you was doing while you was in the NBA still. So you save right now and you do that later. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the next step for Big Dog right now? I know Son is coming up in age. You get him. He's nice, by the way. He's nice. He's that. I'm not shooting with.
Nah, I got two sons that they both good.
I haven't got a chance to see your younger one.
Yeah, my younger one is pretty good as well. I think obviously like the upside is the younger they are, the upside, the more higher the upside is, right? So I think he has a chance to be better than the older. Because he get a chance to learn from the older one. He got a chance to see him, all his bounce and bruises, and learn from his bounce and bruises early. All right. And then another thing too is like my youngest son is younger than everybody he's playing against. Like he looks like he's 13, which he's told, but he's 11. And he's still a baby.
So coming from a guy who's 17 years, I keep saying that. That's a bomb and fucking time. 17 years in the league. How is that conversation? What is that conversation with your son like about professional basketball or going forward with the game of basketball? How do you guys talk about that? I know a lot of guys say they don't push their kids into sports or they don't do that. They let them do what they want to do.
My son just gravitated to it because it's like they was around, around him so much. But for me and our conversations, I try to have like. It's hard to have a regular conversation about basketball like any other parent. Because of where my IQ level is for the game, and then where my son's IQ levels are for the game. Like they've been around for a while and they know how to play. And they sometimes like when they're playing in certain games, the kids don't play the same way that they play. They might play the right way, the other kids are not. So for our conversations, honestly, my 14-year-old is like talking to a 17, 18-year-old. I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah, sure.
It's very mature from that thing. My 11-year-old is like talking to a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Like he's even older at some point sometimes. Like sometimes I feel like with him, I'm talking to a 25.
Yeah.
But it's because like their mindsets are different and they've been around so much stuff at an early age.
Yeah.
So like they're around adults most of the time. And so like the conversation that they're having is not like kid conversations. It's they're having adult conversations. Like my oldest son, he's super business savvy already. So like he's already started multiple like stores ready to sell certain things. That's dope. He sells clothes, he sells shoes on eBay. And he's conducting his own business, right? And then my youngest son, he's not into all that. He's more into like the phase of like video guys and hoop. But he's starting to get more serious about the hoop side of it. And so like our conversations are completely different. Like sometimes we don't even talk about basketball. But I know I can pull both of them aside and they can break down pick and roll, they can break down game sets, they can do all that stuff.
And I think we've talked about your son has already expressed that he's trying to play professional basketball. Like
BJ's TJ, my oldest son, he's like I already said, like he ain't trying to go do this college thing. He trying to go pro. So for me, like, who am I to tell him he can't do that? Right? And I'm a firm believer in always instilling in your kids what they want.
Yeah.
Right? As long as it's within reason.
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm telling him, okay, let's do it. But if we gonna do it, you really gotta work your own. Like do you understand what it takes? So I had to tell him, I said, when understanding what it takes to do what I have done,
Yeah.
you have to at some point leave your friends behind.
Yeah.
At some point not be on the phone talking to people all night. Take accountability, be responsible, and I shouldn't have to be setting your workouts up.
Mm-hmm.
So both my sons, they set up their own workouts. So they got the trainers, they have the numbers. We have a group session, a group text message that says daily grind session. I'll put the work that needs to be done in there, and then they set up the times on when they want to train and hop and do what they do. So typically they get up early in the morning.
That's fire.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's extremely dope.
but I'm teaching them responsibility at an early age.
Yes.
Like, so that means like, okay, you got to work out. You have to get up at 7:30 in the morning. So you need to be going to sleep.
Yeah.
And they'll go to sleep, lay down, they'll set their alarm, they get up.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, sometimes like it's a struggle to get up, but they'll get up and they get to work, and they go 8 o'clock weights, both of them at the same time, and then 9 o'clock, younger kid is on the court. Other kid goes and does his homeschool work, and then next hour he comes back, and then Taylor's going upstairs and he's doing his homeschool work. And then they'll come back in, we got a shooting gun, and they'll come back in sometimes to shoot. That is so fire. Taylor hates shooting with his brother, so he'll shoot by his. But they get to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they understand, and then like we invite kids over to and stuff like that. Like, I mean, this weekend we're probably gonna have 6, 7 kids at our house. You know what I'm saying? They'll come spend the night in this gym. We got blower beds in the closet over there, and they set up the blower beds and they have at it as gym. Like I spotted the camera at 2 o'clock in the morning when they friends over and they playing 1-on-1.
I think the kids keeping you young. I know the NBA is still a very big possibility for you to be playing right now. I think you're gonna keep the game live enough to make sure you still will put on kids in a few years, man. Like that's gonna be a problem.
I'm too smart, so I'm just forever be able to whoop on kids just because like my IQ level is and I can make a shot. So they're not tall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep kicking kids until I can't no more. Especially my son. So
I'm crying, man.
So my dad ain't stopped playing me until I dunked him. So I'm using.
You're not ducking your pops, bro.
Look, I dunked the fuck.
You gotta look at the recorder, make sure dad's not here. Hold on. You saw you looked over the corner, bro.
I'm going. Hey, I went crazy on Fox.
I'm cutting that out there. That's what he said. You looked over.
Yeah, no, I wasn't playing about that. Like my dad he talked so much shit for years.
Yeah.
He never would let me be him. I'm gonna go out into the house crying, and he didn't give a shit. So I was the same way. I dunked on him. So, that's how I go. Like I think I ended up getting in trouble because I was like, when I dunked, I was like, take your own ass to the house. That's how I was talking to him, talking crazy.
Oh, fucking crying, bro. That's fine. So it's hell. Oh man, that makes me feel like I gotta play my mom on one. I would love to duck on my mom.
Man, look, I don't care who that is.
I can't remember. I think the Bronson said, I don't care. It can be my mama lined up in there.
A win is a win. Don't cut how you put it. But
that's a real competitive, man. Okay, man. I've been in your house for a little while. I've been shooting your guns, shooting your basketballs, drinking and shit, and all that good stuff, touching all your shoes and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up the interview, man. Once again, bro, I do appreciate you letting me pull up on you. This is dope. This is dope for the podcast and all that good stuff. But I want to know what else you got going on. Is anything like it? I know you say your podcast is coming soon. If you don't mind me talking, I can cut this part out. But I know the podcast is coming up soon, and I think it's gonna be dope. the shit that you were talking about on there. You got going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Speak on that real quick.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely have something in the chamber. I got something coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. For the most part, just continuously training, working out, handling the business, doing what I do. But I have multiple jobs throughout the day. So family man, make sure I handle the business I need to handle. Basketball player, obviously, and just focused on that. But definitely have a podcast coming soon. But I'm not gonna tell everybody what the name of it's gonna be. I'm not gonna tell everybody, all the details on it right now because I'm still working at King Salad, still doing a bunch of stuff. I wanted to be right for the fans, right for the audience, and making sure that I'm giving the consumer or the person or the people who want to listen in, I'm giving them exactly what they want and what they need to hear. So I want to make sure it's right, and I want to make sure it's the right element for everybody to kind of be able to digest.
Dope, man. I forgot actually. And if we're going to 11, how many points am I beating you by on one-on-one? Like,
I need to be honest with you. First of all, you started that off wrong. Well, you started off right. We're going there 11.
Yeah.
And then the mid part of that was wrong.
What? I said, how many points am I beating you by?
That's not that.
I feel like that's a solid question.
That's like trying to blow a bubble with a mallet. Just it's not gonna happen.
I want this to be on record, okay? I want this to be on freaking record. I stopped Thaddeus Young 3 possessions in a row, okay? I need the whole world to understand this.
2 of them was doubles. I had to pass the ball. Sorry, people. I made the right play. Start it. Made the right play.
Now we're making right plays and stuff.
But what did I end up with? Since we were taking stats.
You might have had a smooth 32. You might have had a smooth 32.
You gave me more, but I'll take it.
That was okay. Second was the first day. First day you had 32. Second day you had 27.
First day was 37. Then 37, and the day after that was 28. You got it was 28. Yeah. But it was like it was 40 though, because I had like 9 assists and a bunch of rebounds.
I wasn't guarding that whole time. You're not gonna play me like that. I wasn't guarding the whole time. All right, but he definitely. It's the arm length, bro. It's the arm length because I can be in front of you, but your arm can be on the other side of me getting to the rim. So it's not.
Hey, to each his own.
Or whatever. Yeah. Like I said, I appreciate you. Now I'm upset. I appreciate that coming on my damn show, Tough Buckets, man. We gonna do this again. I can't wait to see the next podcast come out. I'm gonna be putting out clips because I do hope put this guy on the regular. So I'm gonna start putting clips out of me giving that buckets because apparently I do. So be on the lookout for that. Again, bro, like I said, I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Until next time, it's your boy. Max is over there too. Say hi, Max.
Hey.
It's your boy. Deuces. All right, man.
Tough bucket, boy.